Joe Manchin of West Virginia. Senator Manchin, welcome to the show. Good to have you.
Hey, good to be with you, Sarah. Thank you for having me.
So you told my colleague at MSNBC earlier that you had planned to speak with Senator Sinema this afternoon about the bill. Have you done that yet?
Yes.
And what can you tell us?
We had a good conversation.
Is she supportive?
Senators, we had a good conversation, Sarah. I'm not going to say any more than that because, you know, she does her own homework and she looks at the bill and looks at the content, and she'll make her decision and give her reason for making her decision, I'm sure. But with that, you know, we talked about just an array of different things, and we'll leave it at that.
What did you talk about? Carried interest? Because I know you had said that she was on board in December about a lot of things, but this provision wasn't in that bill.
Well, we just had a good conversation. We're going to give her some information that we have, and we'll share information back and forth, which is how we operate, and it works out well at the end.
All right, let me ask it one more different way, which is, if carried interest does prove to be a sticking point for her, would you be willing to negotiate on that point, and what would that look like?
We've really had a good conversation, Sarah, and I'm not saying anything else. I know you're trying, and you're doing a great job. But
well, it's a key question.
This is just yeah. Well, it's a very delicate question too, and I'll have to talk about all that. But you know, we're just looking and exchanging ideas and exchanging different information we have for why each other's position. That's all. We've always done that. So we're not doing anything different we haven't done before.
Okay, so let's talk about the bill and inflation, which we talk about.
Yeah, now we're talking
here on CNBC. So you bill it as an Inflation Reduction Act, but some of the early studies coming out, Senator, are saying that it does nothing to fight inflation, especially in the near term. So isn't that a bit misleading of a title?
Well, it's a bit misleading for those who come out and said that, because there's been so many others that looked at it so favorably. Sarah, I think just the common sense. I know I've been involved with 17 Nobel laureates telling me back in March, almost over a year ago, that inflation would be transitory. And the figures I saw and everything I was evaluating said it would not be. It would be very detrimental and harming to our economy and to the people of America, and harmful to West Virginia. And guess what? That's what it turned out to be. So I know different people have different opinions. Sir, what we're doing, we're basically paying down debt. We're fighting inflation by putting more production out in energy, produce more oil and gas, and making sure that our fossil industry can carry the load. We're making investments for more jobs, more energy, more jobs here in America with clean energy. So we're basically taking care of the needs of energy now and basically investing for the energy for the future. And we're doing all that while we're reducing the amount of inflation or the amount of prices for gas, because I think all of us will agree the supply and demand, the more supply you have, the better chance you have of driving down the price. And that's going to be for gasoline, that's going to be for your home heating and air conditioning, everything else you're using. So we're doing that. We're also paying down, reducing all the drug prices. So when you think that millions of people across America will be paying lower drug prices because of Medicare being able to negotiate, that's a tremendous factor. They're not factoring any of these things in. All they're taking is that companies who haven't paid, for whatever reason they haven't paid, will be paying 15% minimum. Sarah, the only thing I've said, the corporate rate was at 35% before, and that was way too high. There was a bipartisan group of us in 2017 thought it would be reduced to 25. It went clear to 21. That was a 14% reduction. That was great, and people were tickled to death, but I guess it's not enough. And all we're saying is companies who aren't paying, or paying very low, if any at all, and there's 55 of the largest corporations. This only affects, Sarah, companies that have $1 billion of revenue or greater annually that are even going to be evaluated this way to pay a 15% minimum. And I just can't believe that these patriotic companies don't want to help this country defend itself and be able to do what we need to do to be the superpower of the world.
Well, JCT found that 50% of those companies would be America's manufacturing companies at a time where Senator Manchin, we're trying to reshore American manufacturing, aren't we?
Right. Well, we're
so
putting
doesn't
an
that
awful lot
hurt
of
their
tax
hiring and
tax.
investing decisions?
Well, if you thought it was going to hurt, don't you think the last 2 years it would have? You've seen record capital investments, and you've seen the least amount of capital investments with record profits. So the only thing we're saying is the thing they tell me most is reliability, making sure this government will let them do their job, permitting, regulations. And that's what we're going to basically accelerate and streamline to where people can, we can do things and build things much quicker than we ever have in the past. That's all part of this package. So it's going to be wonderful from that end of it.
Well, the National Association of Manufacturers disagree. They say that the tax in 2023 alone will reduce GDP by $68.5 billion, cut labor income by $17.1 billion. That's problematic.
I've heard also that the CDC, you've heard about that, the Joint Tax, I'm sorry, the JCT, the Joint Committee on Taxation, you heard that they said it was going to cause the people paying taxes that made $200,000, which is absolutely, totally a lie. That's not the fact. What they're not telling you, Sarah, is that only came out from one half the Republican side. The Joint Tax Committee, Committee on Taxes, basically has two sides. You have a Republican side, Democrat side, they work together. When they have a joint statement, it's basically by both sides. This only came from one side. So a lot of this is being skewed right now. We are, for the first time, we're paying down our debt, $300 billion. Haven't done that in 25 years. Not in 25 years. We're paying down debt. Okay? We're increasing production of the energy.
Sorry to cut you off, Senator Manchin, but if that is the reason this is disinflationary, the deficit reduction doesn't happen for 5 years.
No,
that doesn't do anything about
inflation
inflation now.
When's the last time, sir, you saw the intent of us paying down anything in this? We're 30.5.
No, we have to tackle our debt for sure. I'm just going back to the inflation question.
Okay. How about, let me ask you this then, how about as far as production? Don't you think you've got to produce your way out of this, work your way out of inflation? You can't just sit back and wait for it and let the feds basically raise the rate until you quit buying anything? I think differently. I think production is the way to go. And on top of that, we're accelerating permitting, which is what every one of my Republican friends have said we've got to do to get America back. And then the investments we're making on the renewable sides and all the new technology is going to be production tax credits and investment tax credits. So let me give you an example. We have a coal-fired plant in West Virginia that's going to be closing down in 2 years. It's a 1,300 megawatt. Okay, there's a couple hundred jobs that work there. We have a company now looking at buying it and turning it into a green energy, hydrogen. So making basically green ammonia to be shipped anywhere in the country or the world. There's some other opportunities if we just keep our minds open and work together.